Ready? I'm sure there's gonna be people coming in and stuff, and maybe I'll get to finish it, maybe I won't. So we'll see how it goes. People are doing that thing where they're panicking and not sure where they're going to end up at, but asking me, Evo, where are you going? Where are you going to go now that the live streams are ending? Well, let us bow our heads first. It is the end of an era for some. We are definitely gathered here today to say goodbye to the live stream that I've been using the entire year of 2023 to record my podcast on. For those that don't know, the uninitiated. Hey, Menace. Hello. For those that don't know, for the uninitiated, early last year, the app known as Tumblr decided to introduce live streaming and open its doors to everyone outside the app to come and use it. App streamers like Kick, K-I-K, not the awesome one, K-I-C-K, Twitch, POF, to name a few, came to test it out and take the opportunity for the live community to grow. I took it as an opportunity to stream and introduce viewers to my podcast and build my community. So as soon as the 1 year anniversary happened, I started streaming. The only other place I ever went live was on TikTok in 2020, and it was right after I hit 1,000 followers. It was fun, but I wasn't a big fan of going live at the time. Fast forward to, I believe, last year, when it just felt like a second home to me. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I only had two apps that I called home at the time. One was Tumblr because of the blogging, and I've been doing that since 2010, and the other was TikTok. What am I doing? I'm doing the podcast. What is you doing, ma'am? Kevin, that is your real name. What are you doing? Okay. I don't know, but there's four people in here, and two of you are talking. So I take it everybody's interested in the podcast. Lily, do you still have the copy and paste stuff? Kevin activities. I do. Post them up. Well, never mind. There's three now. People are like, Evo, are you seriously going to take this opportunity on your podcast to talk about how you started streaming? I mean, why not? I got about 15 minutes of monologue. I'm sorry, 25 minutes of monologue. I don't know, maybe 15, maybe 25 minutes. Who knows? Who knows? Y'all are not new. Y'all know how I start the show with 15 or 20 minutes of my rambling that has nothing to do with the rest of the main shows or what it's about. Welcome to the Shed Show, everybody. I'm a person of habit. I created something in 2020 to keep me busy. I don't speak English anymore. Apparently, I don't either. I created something in 2020 to keep me busy because I was suffering mentally, so I needed some organization in my life. I needed to be organized. And what better way than to start a podcast about something that I loved talking about? Along the way, it evolved into something more because I love talking about wrestling. Like wrestling this, wrestling that. But along the way, it evolved. I started talking about my diabetes, life before it, what happened during my hospital visit, and then after, and then how I kicked its ass. Then I started talking about movies, TV shows, video games, wrestler in horror movies, or wrestlers in other media. As we got to the first year anniversary of the show, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do a live stream, but I was looking for other places other than Twitch, and along came Tumblr Live. Yeah, I get it. Nobody from Tumblr asked for Tumblr Live. They're all vanilla. Yeah, I said it. They hate change. They don't like the change. I would know. I would have been there since 2010. The closest we got to something anyone on the app really wanted was DashCon. And, yeah, look how that turned out. Okay, fine. I'm sorry I had to go there. How dare I bring up the piss-filled ball pit? How dare I? I'm sorry. Another thing that Tumblr gave us and took away was group chatting. This was during the pandemic. I was away for a great while until I came back in November in 2020. Jeez, I ghosted? I'm serial, aren't I? Sorry, everybody on TikTok. It's what I am. So we get introduced to this great addition of group chatting, and it's fun for a great while because now you all have your Tumblr friends under one chat. I called it my support system. I wanted to be accountable, and I was good support system to some of my friends. So I figured, hey, let's go on under one chat and check on each other. It worked for a bit, and then we got bored of it. And then I got diabetes the next year. Y'all know that story. We used the heck out of that group support chat system up until they decided to get rid of it in September of 2021. I needed it, but no. Tumblr decided to take it away. You see where I'm going with this, or do you still need more context? Let's see. I use Tumblr as a blog. Anything that has ever happened to me physically or mentally, I have journaled it on that blog. I worked out, I blog about it. Something happened to me, I blogged about it. I found a new job, I blogged about it. I got fired, I blogged about it. I've ups and downs, doesn't matter. More ups and downs than downs. And yes, there are a lot of supporters out there. The fitness community is a strong support system. You go for a walk and you post about it. You will have at least 10 notes within the day telling you that they're proud of you for moving around. You could just fucking walk around the block. People would do that. That's the Fibbler community for you. That's my community. That's been my community since I joined the app in 2010. Anything that's ever happened to me, my hip, arthritis, workout challenges, pandemic, fell off the workout wagon, got on it again, fell off again. Only to get back on again. The diabetes, my fight with it, they all knew because I blogged about it. Everyone that followed me knew the story because I posted about it. In turn, I got a lot of people being supportive, cheering me on, motivating me, gassing me up when I post selfies. Some were half-naked selfies. It helps. It helps the ego sometimes. So I used that because I needed an outlet to blog about it, even when I was talking about TV shows and music that I love, or movies that were out. The wrestling. We all love the wrestling. What are you talking about? But when the app decided to bring in lives and I was interested, I decided to stick around. I get why about 500,000 Tumblr users didn't want it because all of a sudden it became a thing and all of a sudden you see a lot of people on the live version that never had a blog. According to one user earlier in the year, quote, "The only problem I had was that it should have been pronounced for us and we would have used it with no problem. Instead, they just update the app and you see a bunch of people from other apps beta testing it and getting paid to use something that we wanted nothing to do with." End quote. So there it is. It's not that people had a problem with it, it's that they should have been the first to know instead of KIK, or POF, or other users from other apps to come and make an account to only use this app. Is giving, you should have told us first, and we would have given you the thumbs up or down. They gave them the thumbs down anyways. So annoying. They hate it so much they even call the streamers bots, because that's what they call anything that they don't know anything about. So who actually used the live portion of the app? Well, it attracted all the OF girls, the sugar daddies, other people that left the app in 2014 after Yahoo bought it and banned nudity. And thus all I heard throughout the year was, I didn't know Tumblr was a whole thing. I saw it died in 2014 when they banned nudity, and now it has live. Oh my gosh. And that's who Tumblr was not for, if you were only here for the lewds. Yes, I get the hilarity that this part should have been used on a separate episode, but that's what makes this podcast unique. I talked for 15 minutes about something off the wall, and then I introduced the show. Long story longer. If you wish to fast forward through this, go right ahead. But you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on a good story. If you don't know by now, no. I don't like being told what to do. And if somebody's already doing it, I do it differently. I don't listen. I certainly didn't listen to 500 million Tumblr users who said no, they're not going to join. I listened to my first instinct of, hey, I know how to stream. I have 9K followers on TikTok, and I used to do that. So here's what I did. I had already left TikTok. I thought it was a toxic at the time. I needed to get away from it, so I deleted the app from my mobile. I went back to Tumblr to blog. While I was doing my podcast and trying to celebrate the big 1 year, I saw it as a let me post some episodes I've already done into blog portions of them because I knew not many people were going to listen to it or even follow it. But then Tumblr Live came around. And maybe it did for me something totally different than what it did for everyone else on the main app or live app. Because for me, I stayed more on the app than I did on any other social. I was journaling, I was networking, and I was going live. I was starting to promote the podcast to everyone that would listen. I was meeting new awesome and amazing people. On the other side of things, a new workout challenge was coming up. So what better way to promote the workout challenge? Talk about it in the podcast, which is on the live, and promote main Tumblr than by being one of the Tumblr people to get on the live app as well. Of course, there were a few others that had been on Tumblr for a while as well, and they thought it was a great opportunity to meet new people. I still talk to those people. In fact, I shout some of these people out at the end of every episode. Since then, a whole year, we network. On this app, I met gamers, other podcasters, Twitch users using OBS, artists, singers, bakers, chefs, other OF girls, and people that have become my friends. I met a whole community on that app. So nobody knows why I wanted the live to continue, but I guess this is how now going away because it decided to once again take something good away from people. And also because they didn't get the money to back it up. To this day, I still think it was a social experiment that other streamers put a lot of money to invest into, and it failed miserably. But here's why I wanted it to continue. As much as the podcast is what got me organized and talking, so was this. The community was small to begin with, about 35 to 40 streams, and everyone knew everyone. It gave me something to look forward to. I built the podcast around it. You can tell when the podcast changed last year, and it's because of that. I had a community, I made friends, I got supporters, I made merch around those supporters. Fatherless Behavior Squad is because of them. Fatherless Behavior Squad doesn't happen if it wasn't for Tumblr Live. And now it's going away for good. It was announced in November that the live were ending and that it will be no more. Tumblr laid off a bunch of its staff so that the remaining staff could work and focus on something else that is Tumblr related. For those that lost their jobs, my condolences. Yeah, I get none of them are going to listen to this episode or even watch it, but it sucks to lose a job. But on the upside, I want to say this that nobody else is saying on their streams. Everyone else is more worried about the final days of the streams and the lives. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to those that created this and worked on it for maybe the whole year. Because not only did they create something good, they created community for people to come together and get to know one another. Sure, during the year it has its ups and downs with drama. Some with them, not me of course, but it was more up than down. And it's something that is discussed when looking back at the year that we all shared together. Since the announcement in November that the live would end, it has become a whole mix-up of what will happen to it. From the Meet Me group merging with Tumblr, to it's not coming back, to maybe it will. Some streamers have gotten tired of it and moved on. There are many other apps with live stream these days, and people are scattering all over the place. From everyone building a Discord with a few of your favorite people to going other streams like Clapper, Meet Me, and TikTok, to name a few, and sharing their stories with me there. It's crazy to think that in just a few short days, this whole thing will be over. January 23rd is the last day I will stream from there, and so it will be going away on the 24th. And the Tumblr community, the main Tumblr community, cannot be more than happy. I'm happy as well. I'm happy I got the chance to meet some amazing people from content creators, network with podcasters, and had lots of fun playing games, sharing each other's lives, sharing each other's Spotify playlists, and doing the podcast from there. I said I wasn't going to miss the drama, but it came with it. But here's what I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss the community, the sense of belonging, the camaraderie. Shit, I almost had it. The camaraderie. There it is. The friendships we made and were assembled and disassembled within months because people had trust issues. Oh, it was there. And if you're listening and you're from there, you will get this. Peggy. The trolling from Peggy. Who isn't going to miss Peggy? I'm going to miss the bonding we all made through that music. Fancy Friday, EDM Friday, karaoke night, Family Feud game night, puzzles in the morning, coffee with a bunch of strangers, meeting new streamers, and those awesome people who would show up to their streams to introduce themselves. The verses not ever working or worked right, and it was those awkward 30 seconds. Some girl falling in love with every guy on the streams. Yes, I knew all the guys. The contest. Who isn't going to miss those contests? The contest grinding. Finding out I placed last in the contest because some guy got disqualified for having 3 accounts in the rankings and gifting himself. Finding out I placed 14th place in the final contest this past weekend. Finally being the acknowledged, finally sitting at the head of the table. I'm kidding. Getting 40K in diamonds back, that equal to 95K in diamonds, and finally cashing out to get $200, and only for me to finally say, I'm taking the money and run, Teach. At the end of the day, the reason I stayed there is because I wasn't going to other platforms. I stayed on there because I had everything I needed. Blogging, live streams, and friends. I've joined other live stream platforms since November as Recon to tell others this is a place where you should go and have fun. There are a few that I hated, So there was one other, but I had a problem with it. I knew it was toxic, but I rejoined anyway and wanted to text it out. I've since been back to stream on there, and so far I enjoyed it, but of course comes those who asked why I was gone for 2 years. Yes, I was asked on the app that I abandoned for a year and a half, TikTok, why I was gone for 2 years. Math ain't mathin'. I don't know. It was weird. To which my response was, I needed to. Before I left, I didn't know how to grow. I didn't know how to act while I was live streaming. I would be nervous and mumble words. While I was over there, I developed experience. I developed confidence. And I made a name brand for myself. Although you knew me here on TikTok as Million Dollar Geek, I changed that to Evo. You may hate the change and you want to call me something else, but at the end of the day, you will respect my wishes and my boundaries. Nobody liked that. Over the weekend, I was asked, now that the lives are ending, where are you going? That's all that is being asked by nearly everyone. Where are you going to go? Well, the only thing for sure about me is that nothing's for sure. But if you want to find out where I will make that podcast my new home, you are going to have to listen to this show till the end to find that out. Oops. Who's on in here? Bunny! What's up, Bunny? Hi, Bunny. Ebony. Ebony. Biggie Fresno. How y'all doing? Hope you're enjoying the episode. The suspense, right? Hi. How are ya? Hello. I guess, I don't know, that probably like hurt my head more because it gave me migraine that I like had all this in my head. I needed to write it down. Good. I'm glad you are. And the best part is what it is. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, the same way. Just like having had a small headache, migraine, little bit there and there. Damn. Oh my god. Late night and drinking this electrocuted Pop-Tart. I'm testing it out like this close first to see how it would look. If it doesn't look good, I'm just gonna like go back to what it was and be like straight up staring. And then post it on YouTube. Super clear. Okay. I like it so far. I mean, there you go. Truffle, Trina, how you doing? You want to get in the box? Menace? Okay.
What was that?
Ma'am, that was you.
What's up?
What's up? Hi.
Oh, hi.
So we're doing the podcast. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, my Father's Behavior Squad. You are listening to another awesome episode. As you all know, I love to say that I ignore my main priorities and put myself in a bubble only to record from under the apron. This will be it. This will be the last episode that will be recorded from the live stream over there. And if you made it this far only to realize that the first 25 minutes of this episode was to get you to listen to the show and not come up with the final answer until you listen to the rest of the show, well, congrats. Thank you for coming in and supporting. It's the final episode on Tumblr Live, so we might be doing a little celebration and toast to commemorate this iconic moment. With me now is Menace, smiling, of course. How you doing, Menace?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for stopping in.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
You're my favorite. You know
You're
that.
you're my favorite. You know that. I'm Evil, and we are doing another recap and review of the Glow TV show on Netflix, a show about the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And this is the introduction of season 2. Hola, buenas noches. Mija, ¿cómo estás? Hello, Nikki. How y'all doing? Okay.
Hi, Candy.
Queen 31. Oh, damn. One day I'll be just
Oh,
like you.
that's Queen.
Sleepy as fuck, but I saw you were on. Hey. Hell yeah, we're on. Hi, Menace.
Hi.
Hi, Angie. All right. I'm work early, so I'm out. All right. Good night, hun. See you tomorrow, okay?
Bye. Sleep
Love your
well.
go sleepies. Good night, loves. Love your face. Okay. Glow Season 2, Episode 1, titled Viking Funeral. Oh, I get it. All episodes aired on Netflix on June 29th, 2018. Synopsis. Nerves run high as the ladies return to work and meet a new cast member. To boost morale, Ruth takes the gang on a raucous outing to the mall. Writers are the creators of the show, Liz Flaheed and Carly Manch, directed by Lynn Shelton, who also directed The Liberal Chokehold from episode 9 of season 1. What did you think of the show?
I like
First of all, what did you think of the last episode of the season?
so season 1, season finale. I thought was
Yes,
great. I loved it.
you loved it.
And
Good.
it was I think it culminated the end so good. It was
It
just
did. It
I
did.
loved it.
Loved it.
So excited for season 2. And this episode
And
did not what do you say?
disappoint.
Yeah, disappoint. So good.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The cold open on Sheila the She-Wolf holding what was it? What kind of
Polaroid
camera was
camera.
that? Was that a Polaroid camera? Yeah.
Yes.
And snaps a photo of Ruth. She comments that she blinked and Ruth runs over, saying that she thought it was good. She looks at the photo, saying it's the first day of school. As several of the other women of Glow arrive, Sheila asks them to move out of the way so she can take another picture. Instead, they all gather around Ruth, calling it a photo shoot. Ruth says that she's just taking a first day of work photo, and Melrose comments that of course she is. Sheila says that she can't fit everyone, and Jenny tells her they'll smush. Ruth suggests that some of them get down in front or kneel. They go over to a table and pose at various levels, but Sheila, having had enough, leaves. Tamay runs up and joins, saying that they can't take a picture without their queen. They hear a shout from Sheila, who's on the roof. She says that she can now see everyone. Ruth tells her to get down, it's just a picture. She replies that it's history and tells her to keep her eyes open. They count to three, only for Sheila to find out that the camera is out of film. How do you forget the film?
That was funny.
That was funny. It was. How do you forget the film, though?
I know.
Come on. The warrior. I forgot why. Who's it from? Who's it from? Oh my. Uh, the warrior by Patti Smith and Scandal, of course, is from like every first episode of the season. They'll play that, and it shows through the logo and the casting. Um, Devi asked a woman at a dry cleaners how long is it going to take to get her clothes, saying that she needs to drop Randy off at daycare. She explains that it's her costume for work, asking her to imagine that she's Clark Kent and she brought her cape in to be dry cleaned and then she lost it, the lady. So now whenever she turns into Superman, she's flying around without her cape. The woman asks if there's anyone else on her account. She gives Mark's name. She hands over both her outfit and a suit of Mark's, and Debbie tells her that she'll like to establish separate accounts so it never happens again. She says also that's not for paying. She's not paying for his suits. The woman asks if she's keeping his name, and Debbie says that she probably is. Hey, so Debbie is out with Randy, with the baby, all that stuff. What do you think?
It's it's complicated, I guess.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
In his Cadillac, Sam snorts some cocaine. He sighs at watching the girls entering the gym. Ruth waves at him and he waves back. Oh, she's annoying. He sighs and she gets in the car. He asks why he's parked over there and he tells her he's giving himself a minute before he has to spend the next 20 weeks surrounded by people asking him what to do. She says that he looks clean and pretty and she likes his fancy folder. He corrects her, telling her it's a portfolio. She asks him what's happening, saying that she has a bunch of thoughts on the show's pilot, like better main titles and punchier graphics. He stops her, telling her to take it easy. She asks if he isn't excited. He asks her not to pep talk him, saying that the last he knew what he was doing was going to do, saying that the last he knew what he was going to do for 20 consecutive weeks, he was in college, which he hated. He woke up this morning, ironed his shirt, and he feels like someone else. Ruth tells him it's his big job and they're in it together. She says they'll be Hitchcock and Alma, like husband and wife, indispensable to each other, and she'll help him get the job done. He asks what she's talking about. She says Alma, Hitchcock's wife, the woman behind the man who's as important as the man and really helps the man be great while also getting the job done. He tells her she's helped him want to get the heck out of the car. She gives him a gift, a Russian vodka, wishing him a happy first day. She puts on her Zoya voice, saying that it's not a sentimental present, but a classic start gift. He sips some and she stares at him but tells him that it's 9 a.m. He says he knows.
He's so rude sometimes.
He's what?
Rude sometimes.
Oh, and Ruth isn't annoying?
It's a cute, annoying.
It's a cute annoying. Oh my.
Mm.
Okay.
Just trying to be helpful. Come on.
She is. The girls start getting dressed. Britannica says she feels smart already. Artie says that she doesn't want to put her costume on that it smells like beer and racism. She's still having trouble from cans that were thrown at her in the first season. Jenny sniffs, realizing that nobody washed the costumes. She asks if she was supposed to wash them. And right on cue, Debbie enters with her costume fresh from the dry cleaners, apologizing for being late. Ruth gives her another of her tiny vodka bottles. She asks if she had a good break, and Debbie agrees it was productive. Ruth tells her that Sam wants everyone in full makeup, and Dawn and Stacy are setting up. Tammy asks Ruth who is that is that welfare queen is fighting first. She tells her to wait for Sam. A new girl appears asking where the costumes are. Jenny says she's going to have to wait for the end of the day to clean them. The girl tells her that she's not cleaning them. Ruth asks who she is. She tells her she's junk Shane. Everyone stares. Okay, just because a brown person came in and they're like, oh, she's the cleaning lady. No.
Oh,
I
yes.
just realized that. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no. What? Okay.
Another show canceled.
Nah. Junk Chain has been recasted. She is now played by the character Yolanda Rivas, real name Shakira Barrera. She is a Nicaraguan American accent and dancer from Englewood, New Jersey. She also appears on 9 episodes of the show Sprung and is known for her voice work as Camila Espada Montero on the game Far Cry 6. For those that saw remember the season finale, Cherry Bang, the original Junk Chain, was told by Glenn Klitnick that she got a lead role on a pilot show called Chambers and Gold, and therefore can't do two shows at once. So I'm guessing off camera and in the middle of the season, or during the seasons, she had to inform both Sam and Bash that she can no longer wrestle for them. So they decided, all right, let's replace her. Usually the character gets replaced, but the only time I've seen a wrestling character get recasted was in WWE. All right, so in 1993, Undertaker went away for a few months to heal himself due to injuries. So Mark Calloway was recasted by a fake Undertaker, Brian Lee, who worked for ECW at the time and was good friends with Calloway. When the real Undertaker came back, they worked at Undertaker vs. Undertaker storyline around it at SummerSlam 1994. 1994. Oh, this happened in 1994. That's right. In 1996, both Kevin Nash and Scott Hall left their characters, Diesel and Razor Ramon, respectively, as they headed to another company for more money. WWE at the time owned both names and rights of those gimmicks, so they announced that Diesel and Razor were coming back. Instead of getting the real deal, we get a great value version of the duo. Glenn Jacobs, yes, the guy that later played Kane,
Hmm.
and the now mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, played the fake Diesel, and Rick Borgia played the fake Razor Ramon. And it was awful. Remember that? Remember those?
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah, unfortunately.
And finally, a recast in the women's wrestling division. I'm sure you'll never heard of this promotion, but I did because I bought videotapes out of them. Women's Extreme Wrestling. In 2007, they had a WEW World Heavyweight Champion named G.I. Ho.
Mm-mm. For real?
Yes, it's true. Real name is unknown, but sorry,
That is terrible.
she lost the belt, and when she came back, she was recasted by a sexier and much more bustier girl renamed the brand new G.I. Ho. Believe me, this was a parody wrestling promotion. They had a guy call himself the Smoke that looked nothing but similar to The Rock.
Oh,
I met him too at a comic book convention. It was a bad idea.
So bad you don't
Um,
talk about it.
what's that?
So bad you don't talk about it.
I will never talk about it.
Okay.
Back to the show, Sam and Bash address the group. Sam comments that if it feels a little different around the gym, and they have a few more men that there now. The girls, mainly Melrose, whistle at the men, or what's it called? Cat call?
Cat call. Hmm.
Cat call? Okay, one of the camera guys flexes for her and blows her a kiss. Sam says that this day is a prep day, which is about him. Bash, who is confused but smiling, realizes as he looks at what he's wearing, he's in full preppy gear. Sam says he'll be checking the shot list, adjusting light, making sure that he doesn't hate their costumes on camera. Bash is all prep, as in prepare. Oh, I get it. I I love how he's so dumb.
Yeah, he's a little airhead.
He thought it meant he could wear preppy clothes. Ruth asks if he'll introduce him to the new cast member. Sam introduces her as Yolanda. She says that her friends call her Yo-Yo, but Yolanda is okay. Reggie asks her if she's replacing anyone else or only Cherry. Sam tells her to not to worry about it, that Cherry has a great job and isn't thinking about her. They ask if he knows she gave away her character to a white girl, and Yolanda says that she isn't. She's Mexican. Artie suggests that she could play Beirut, and Sam replies that he decides who plays who and when. He likes the character Jung Chain and wants her to be played by a hot girl. Ruth asks if he wants to walk Yolanda through the show's format since she's new, but he tells her it's not rocket science. Same thing they do every week. A bunch of promos where they're talking shit about each other, then a wrestling match, and then a wrestling match, and then another wrestling match, and then a wrestling match, and then a title match, and then a closer where Liberty Bell vows to take the crown back from Welfare Queen. Ruth asks about the other storylines. He says that they can read the answers to all their questions in their new contracts. Bash pulls him out, shouting, get your contracts here, like a carnival barker. They read over their contracts, which are so complicated that they comment they might as well just write, we own you. Carmen comments that her brother's first wrestling contract was written on a napkin, so hers is a step up. She grabs a pen and signs. Devi doesn't sign it right away, as she's an actress and sneaks her contract in her bag. Ooh. What do you think of Yolanda so far?
All right. I wanted
Yes?
to. I've been
Go
watching
ahead.
to see if I like her or not.
Oh, okay. So you're like a few episodes ahead of me already?
Um, maybe. No.
Alright. Yolanda doesn't pose it for Sam and he tells her that she's done. He asks the cameraman if he's ever worked around that many women. He says that he actually has, that he used to shoot porn for Hal Freeman. Sam says that he loves Hal Freeman, and the cameraman comments that Freeman is a creep. He tells Sam, though, that if he needs an artfully framed crotch shot, he's his guy. Cameraman's name is played Cameraman is played by Victor Quinaz, who was a producer of the show. He was also a producer on the Big Mouth TV series. Shout out to the second season of Glow for including My Brown People this time around. It is, after all, set in California. Finally, we get some brown. Mi gente.
Yeah.
There's Lily. Ruth approaches telling Sam that she doesn't mean to be alarmist, but there's confusion about Cherry. There's also concern about some of the language in the contracts. Sam tells her to tell the girls that if they don't have other job offers, sign them. She says that's fine, but since he didn't answer any questions during the meeting, he might set aside some time today to address the collective anxieties. So people feel seen and heard. He tells her he doesn't want them to feel seen and heard, so he can transform the gym into a luxury hotel. So if she wants to be Alma, she needs to make everyone feel special so he doesn't have to. She gives a thumbs up and he calls for the next girl to pose for him. Thank you for the lemon buddy. Appreciate that. The girls have donuts outside and chatter. Melrose complains that she got in hair and makeup so that Sam could take a picture and pose for 25 seconds. Yolanda comes out and everyone stares at her. Oh, stare at the new girl. I love that. Like, don't you just love it when someone stares behind you?
Yeah. Love
Yeah,
eyes on.
love that.
Yeah.
She asks them what they think, if she needs different underwear or just a different ass. Jetty says that the costume she's wearing was perfect on Cherry because she made it for her measurements. Melrose asks her how Sam found her. She says it was an audition. Was it an audition or a personal connection? Yolanda says that their director came to her club. She gave him a lap dance and he offered her a job. Debbie comments that the first open slot he hired a stripper. Rhonda asks if she can rap and she turns the question back on her. Can you? I mean, we can all rap, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Rhonda replies that Britannica is a genius and Junk Shane is a rapper. Yolanda snarks that she thought she was a sexy sanitation worker. Ruth breaks it up, telling everyone that Yolanda's not the enemy. It does feel kind of like she's taking something that doesn't belong to her, but it isn't her fault. She says she has an idea that will make everyone feel better, and sings "Love's All Around," the theme song of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. The girls giggle and Artie asks if they're going to meet Mary Tyler Moore. Of course not. Wait, how old is Mary Tyler Moore in '85?
I think Mary Tyler Moore show was in like the 70s. So
So it's like
that's,
around her 30s in there? Oh,
yeah.
that's nice. Ruth says that they aren't. They're going to shoot a main title sequence. Jenny squeals, saying that she loves main titles. Stacy asks how does the Cheers TV show song go again? Vicky replies that she's never seen Cheers. Sheila quips that it's great and is about an invisible woman named Vera. Who's Vera?
I don't remember that.
Like, it's either the mailman or the other guy's wife.
Oh, okay.
And he just mentions Vera, but never is seen on the show.
Oh, okay.
She never comes on. She never shows up at the bar.
Right.
They all agree that it has to be memorable, except for Debbie, who says that Sam isn't making a title sequence. Ruth replies that he handed her the reins for the rest of the day while he's working on the set. Therefore, they should make something that reminds them that they are the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. She calls the camera guy who is putting his stuff in his car and tells him to not leave. Debbie says she has it all figured out and wishes her good luck, saying that she has to go to the mall to buy more shimmer tights. Ruth replies that she loves the mall. Oh, that mall scene was awesome.
It was.
I loved it. So the girls hit the mall, they pose, riding down an escalator, and Ruth calls for them to stay in character as the cameraman gets the shot. Ruth says that it was great and says that for the next shot, she wants to get Welfare Queen coming down the escalator and dripping with shopping bags. Hey, hold on. Okay, let me put it right here. Hey, JJ. My JJ. Well, not JJ or JJ. Jennifer. Hi. What's up, Chief? How you been? Hi. How are you? Oh, I went too far. Okay, there you go. I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing awesome. What is this? The second week, third week here? Oh, third week, third weekend. I'm coming up on the third weekend on here. I'm having fun. Grilled cheese, dude. What's up? But passing through. All right. Awesome to see you. It was great. Love your face. Hope you have an awesome morning. Yo, what's up? Hmm. Have a great night, JJ. Love you.
Is that JJ that I know, or is it a different JJ?
Remember JJ that you know, probably?
Okay.
No, it's not JJ, so it's like the JJ that you always see in my videos, I think. Liberty Bell goes up to the escalator. When they pass each other, they start threatening each other. One of them may be taking a swipe. She sees Tammy starting to go up the escalator and asks where she's going. She says that there's a sale at Robinson's and she'll be back. The cameraman asks her if she wants him to ride on the escalator with them and get them both ways. Oof. She agrees to it. He asks her if Sam is really okay with this, giving his name as Russell. She tells him that she knows it's his birthday and that she and Sam have an understanding. Back at the gym, Sam smokes and oversees construction. Florian helps out Bash by bringing him a new yellow jacket. Bash says it's misleading. Prep day, like. And Florian says he would have thought the same thing, brushing something off of the yellow jacket and telling him he looks like a real Hollywood producer. Glenn Klipnick, KDTV executive, arrives with a few people. Bash dismisses Florian, saying he has to work. A little side nod there. It's nothing right now, but it becomes something later. The writers bring it back sometime in season 3. Glenn commented it looks like just like the Hayworths. Sam says it's a cheat, but that matching is for pussies. Glenn introduces him to Rick Hollander, who is played by Peter O'Brien, who he calls an MVP director at the network. Bash is already familiar with him as he directs the network's longest running show, Quilting Be Easy. Rick says that he likes to welcome new kids on the block, and Sam tells him that he appreciates the concern. Glenn says that his curiosity, not concern. He asks when they start shooting, and Sam tells him that it's tomorrow. He looks around at the construction and looks dubious, then puts on a hard hat to tour with Glenn. Sam curses at Bash, saying that they can't bring a director to his set uninvited. Bash agrees, wondering where his hard hat is. He says that he dodged a bullet by not replacing him with Rick. Sam is shocked that Glenn would try to replace him with a guy that wears a turtleneck. Bash says that Glenn kept telling him during the break, mocking that Sam never directed this many hours of television. Bash tells Sam that one thing Rick Hollander doesn't have is that awesome trapper keeper. Sam yells as a letter portfolio. Again, don't call her a trapper keeper.
Trapper Keepers were
80s kids, if y'all know what a trapper keeper is. It's an awesome folder with lots of pockets to keep school papers in, mostly popular in the mid 80s through 90s.
I think I got one every year.
Right? At the mall, Debbie stares at a red dress on a mannequin. Ruth calls for her and they do the welfare queen and Liberty Bell scene on the escalator. That was funny.
Mhm.
The other girls do all their own scenes as well. They end up causing quite a commotion, and security guards finally ask Ruth if they're filming something there. Ruth agrees that she's Ruth Wilder with KDTV. She tells him that if he needs to see their permit, she can talk to her producers. He tells her that he doesn't need to. That he too is an actor when he's not doing this job. He instead hands her a headshot, saying to get in touch with him if she has something he might be right for. So she adds him to the scenes with the girls who all chase after him. I think that's on one of the old Glow episodes where they do that. They're at the mall and like this security guy is chasing them. Like I gotta look for it, I gotta find it. But it is hilarious.
Thought that's pretty creative.
Yeah. Security guard was played by actor Christopher Michael, who is known for, get this, playing security guards.
No.
Yes. That evening, Reggie approaches Ruth, telling her that it's a lot more fun when she directs. She tells her to not tell Sam. Reggie nods and leaves. Ruth helps Russell with his bag. He says that they shot some rat stuff that day, and she asks if he thinks they captured the nexus of girl-on-girl violence and consumer culture in America. He replies that it was way dumber than that, but she has a decent eye. She chuckles at decent. He asks if she wants to come back to his place, go through the footage, and maybe have a drink. Debbie approaches asking Ruth if she wants a ride. Ruth tells Russell that it's late and they can look over the footage tomorrow. He agrees that there's always tomorrow. That is so like girl code.
Yeah.
Like,
I totally agreed with it.
yeah, I totally agree with it. It's like, hey, you don't know if he's like a little creeper. Like he just wanted to just get her in the sheets and that's it.
It's so funny because I thought the same thing. I was like, he's kind of
Yeah, like
first one.
first day there and like he just wants to do that to her and then leave.
Yeah.
In the car, Ruth thanks Debbie for the ride. Debbie comments that it's a great idea for her to get in. It's not a great idea for her to get involved with a sleazy cameraman guy, and Ruth replies that she doesn't know he's sleazy. She asks if it would bother her if she went out on a date. Debbie asks if she's asking her permission to date, and she admits she doesn't know. Like she's guilty. She feels guilt over what she did. That she's asking, like, "Hey, is it cool if I did this?"
Yeah. I think she's also just trying to, get their friendship back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why would you ask her if it was okay to date someone when, like, you already ruined my freaking life? You want to go ruin your own life, you know?
Yeah.
Debbie says she doesn't care what she does. She just doesn't need her to mess up morale by getting date raped. Ruth tells her that she was going to call her during the break, but she thought that she shouldn't, and if the show doesn't go, they might never talk again. She says that this day reminded her when they were in scene study class and mind melding over ideas. She missed acting with her. Debbie tells her that she's getting a divorce. And there's the guilt trip.
Nope.
Like this is your fault that I'm getting a divorce and you're asking me this and you want to talk to me still? So that whole drive home must have been awkward for some reason.
Oh yeah.
But still, like she did good girl code and then like, all right, I got you out of a situation, but hey, you still suck as a person.
Yeah.
You slept with my husband and I'm getting a divorce because of you.
Exactly.
Sam arrives at his home and enters to find loud music blasting and Justine spray painting some shirts. He curses and asks what's going on, telling her to open a window. She tells him that they already are open and she's almost done. He turns off the music, asking her what the deal is with all the shirts, which read shitpoke. She explained this for the band of her boyfriend, Billy. She's in charge of the merch. Hey, he has merch too. So do we.
Yep.
Wink, wink. He tells her that they need to talk, and she says she'll clean up. He says it's not about the shirt, it's about her, asking her if she's going back to Sacramento. She said that he said she could stay there, and he tells her that stay implies a short period of time. She reminds him that he said they were going to have a conversation, but he gave her some photo albums to look at, and they never did. She doesn't know any of the people in the photo albums. He tells her they're her Sicilian relatives. She suggests to tell her their names and details. He asks if she really wants to talk about this right now, and she asks if he does. He sighs and says that what he wants is a drink. She asks if they can order pizza, and he agrees, so long as it's not from Billy. Like he overstayed his welcome with the pizza, with the shit pope, um, and the whole photo album's like, here, that's your family right there. Peace. Like, come on, dude. Like father or daughter bonding or something like that, I guess. You could have done that, right?
You don't know what to do.
Next scene, Debbie meets with Mark, asking him how his appointment is. He says that it's a small, but he finally gets to hang up his Rebel Without a Cause poster. Debbie meets with Glenn Klitnick and his wife, Jody. Debbie promises to tell her everything she knows about Jack Wagner after they've ordered. Mark introduces himself as being from William Moyer's Business Affairs. Glenn asks if she brought her agent. Debbie says that it's not her agent, but he does work for her. So it's her lawyer, basically.
Yep.
So ex-husband's going to be the lawyer. Wow, that's crazy. Mark tells Glenn that he's made a contract with a bunch of desperate actresses who don't know any better. Debbie, however, is worth more than that. She says that she's proud to be a part of the KDTV family so long as they work out some tiny details. Mark hands papers to Glenn, and he says that they are a lot of tiny details. When Jody gets a copy, he says that she doesn't need one, but Debbie says that he surely doesn't expect her to just sit there and look pretty, and she may have some great ideas. She tells Glenn that she's been working as an actress on a nationally syndicated soap opera. She also had a career before the show. Glenn tells her that KDTV is small and local and they don't have the kind of money she wants. Mark suggests they start with page 3, exclusivity. So she's worth more than that,
Mm-hmm.
but he also slept with someone else. He also slept with her best
Well,
friend, who is also working there.
it's business that was pleasure, I guess.
Oh my god. So she asked Mark to make a new contract, one that puts her in a much bigger position than all the girls, even the best friend. So she's looking out for herself and not her best friend at all, or whatever. It's like, you know what? Put me in a bigger position, even bigger than the girl you cheated on me with. And he said, yeah, let's do that. I have to read up on any of this if any of the original Glow Girls had this done for them or performed with someone who had it done for them. Yeah. Sam and Bash enter the gym to find the place transformed. The ring is ready and things are looking good. Bash comments that it's a miracle that you can accomplish when you force people to work overtime. Damn. Overtime in the 80s, huh?
Yeah.
That's horrible. Like a few extra dollars, a few extra quarters? What?
Times were different then.
He finds the girls and tells him that he doesn't like it when they're in a clump, that they need to spread out. Ruth tells him they have a surprise. Debbie enters with Glenn, saying that she found him wandering the parking lot. He says he came to collect the contracts and make sure they actually had a set to shoot on. Ruth says that they do what they were going to do later, but Glenn tells her to not do anything different because he's there. He's a fly on the wall. So Ruth turns on the TV and presents the intro they made. Everyone cheers and laughs except for Sam, who just looks stone-faced. As the video ends, Glenn says that if he had his hard hat, he would take it off. Sam tells him that he knows what he wants, and that's why he hires him. Bash says he'll show Glenn the new lobby and takes him away. Sam asks who there is confused about who the director is. They just stare at him. He says that he is confused that he didn't send anyone to shoot a title sequence at the mall. He asks who shot it, and before Ruth can answer, Russell says that he did and he cut it. Ruth steps forward saying that it was her idea, that she told him what to shoot. He asks if she's making a move on his job. She says he asked for her help. He tells her that he needs her to be an actress. Bash comes in telling them to keep it down, that he has Glenn right outside. Sam says he doesn't care, that everyone should hear this. She's not a director because she took a camera to the mall. Ruth tells him that the girls needed a boost and they're being honest. And if they're being honest, that show needed something to pull the audience in. He tells her he's not pulling them in with this cheesy, girly intro. He calls the sequence garbage, saying he'd never put his name on something he didn't direct. Reggie points out that he put his name on the pilot. There's a gasp, and he asks what she said. She points out that it was Ruth that directed the pilot, that he wasn't there. She saved his ass, and he should be thanking her. He tells her she's fired. She says that she can't, that she signed a contract. He tells her that the contract says she can't quit without notice, but he can fire her whenever he wants. He tells her to pack up and go, get out. She looks stunned, but leaves, slamming a chair. Slamming a few chairs, actually. And this is the part where I'm like, oh, okay. Reggie plays Vicky the Viking. The episode is called A Viking
Yeah.
Funeral. So she leaves, she's having the funeral, she walks away. Bash covers his mouth, looking shocked. Sam asks if anyone else has anything to say. Nobody does. He tells them to get to work, and if Ruth wants to help out, she can pick up the chairs. Debbie enters his office, presenting him with her new contract. She says there's an addendum, and he asks if that's what she's calling the additional 250 pages. She says that she has to look out for herself, that she knows what she's worth. No, Mark said that first. He knows what she's worth. She didn't know what she was worth. Ruth knocks and enters. She tells Sam that if he wants to fire anyone, to fire her. He asks if it's what she really wants. She tells him she had ideas, and he tells her to put them in her diary. He can't make the joke they're looking for her to answer. She says that they care about each other and are a team. He tells her that they're not, that it's not basketball. His entire offense doesn't fall apart if he loses one. They're all replaceable, even her. Ruth leaves. Sam looks at Debbie's contract, asking if she's kidding about wanting to be a producer. Debbie says she's not kidding. She is already a producer. She turns around to close the door on Ruth, who is staring at Debbie, and then goes back to talking to Sam, almost as if this is a producer's meeting only. You are no longer in. Ruth turns around to look at the stage as the glow neon sign lights up. She smiles and walks down the stairs towards the ring with Just Like Honey by Jesus and Mary Chain plays through the credits. So as a producer, I feel like she just like did a smirk to Ruth and says, I got this. I got this. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like, haha.
Well, no, not haha. More like, I got this. I'm gonna fix this. Like, you may have done this earlier, but I'm gonna fix this, and then I'm gonna like give you that job as personal. It's like personal assistant to me. Like, you work for me now, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, you may have messed with me and my chances here and blah blah blah, but you're working for me now.
Yeah.
So that was the episode. Great start to the first episode of the second season. We don't see Cherry Bang, but we do see her name in the opening credits. I don't know how. Reggie gets fired because she spoke up, so it was like a play on her Viking funeral name. We meet a few new Latino cast members, and I am hyped for it. Yeah, what'd you think of it?
It was good. I think it was real good. It wasn't corny. Because some of the episodes were kind of
Wasn't
corny. This one
the first
in the
season?
first season, yeah.
Okay, then
I
yeah.
think that's just my opinion. I mean, I listened
Okay.
to all of, what you thought. And I was like, why does he like this? But the first few episodes were kind of bad, and then they got better. So this one's a good
Yeah, they did.
episode. So
Okay. I can't wait to go through the season again and find new references in there. Um, and that's it for this episode. Join us next week. It's Royal Rumble season. I will have Menace back in here for the predictions episode and possibly a few more guests in the near future. As always, follow us on our socials and support us from the Apron on Instagram, the Threads, YouTube, Apron_stories on the Twitter. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or any other audio media you can listen to podcasts on. More info on the links where you can listen to or watch in the show notes. Speaking of watching, if you made it this far and you want to know exactly where I will be going for live streaming, then I guess I could say is thank you. I will be going on tour and finding what is the best streaming service for my brand. But the podcast will definitely be live streaming and being recorded on TikTok, only to be posted on YouTube. I have so many ideas I want to share them with you, and in order to do that, I need you all to follow me on TikTok at Evolution as a Geek. I'll have the link in the show notes and also on the link tree. I will be doing episodes of the podcast over there from now on. Possibly invite guests to appear on the show to talk about whatever they want to talk about. The podcast will still air on Spotify and other audio media sites, but the unedited version from this and possible behind the scenes shenanigans will be available on YouTube. Love it. Don't forget to rate us and leave a review. And if you feel you want to do a little bit more, go to patreon.com/ from under the apron podcast. Support us on the Patreon, become a top tier patron, and get patron privileges. And I'll shout you out at the end of every episode and give you patron privilege, like Menace here, who gets to show up on the episode once a month, or tonight, or whenever she wants. She's a patron, she gets this privilege. Other patron privileges are Babel B. And other shoutouts are Chanel from the Nurse in Texas podcast, Cloudy November from the No It's a Sentence podcast, Wheezy Soup from the Life of a 30-Year-Old podcast. I'll have the link to these podcasts in the show notes so y'all can check them out. I love them. Other people that are shouting out: Miniature Mommy, Little Monster Atlas, Lisa's Journey, Baby Shadow 666, Marijuana Barbie, Queen of the Underworld, Little Miss Confidence, Greenery, Hey It's Me, Your Favorite Chick, Jade Sonia, Princess in the Weed, Daylove 17, Baby XOXO, Tiana Taylor 2, Pixie Ocean Dust, Sunshine Slow Vibe, Strawberry Milk, Ionic James, Pulse Firemark, Frenchie Mama, Catastrophe, Scotty Does Know, Good Girl, Kit Katater, In the Name of Jacques, Smoky Ray, Starry Eyes, Who the Fuck Cares, 31, Beatrix Kiddo, King Splash, Claire Hugs, Baby Lean, Lily Linguini, This Girl, Positivity Person, Cookie Monster Kalani, Hannah Time, Hash Puff, Moisty, Turboy Flores, and his wife, Intrepid Renegade, Master Wolf God, Yahoo Yahoo. Over on TikTok, Brando1976, Forever Jane, Awkward Leo, Kevin, Socially Awkward Taylor, Mr. Meatball 86, Judas with Love, Lash Lynn, Eelsberry 10, KCM, This Girl, Moth Queen, Toasted Bagel, D Landrum 83, Dracona 615, Ace Nursing 2411, Kimmy, The Darkest Queen Road 004, Custom Secrets, PBR, Upside Down Girl 84, Infamous Harley Quinn, Mario Millions, Mike Wes 92, Cheshire Cat Smile, Dicky, Pleasure Passport 3.0. If you haven't said it enough, then there's a problem. Get 20% off on adult toys when you enter discount code EVIL at pleasurepassport.shop. Link will be in the show notes. Thank you guys for supporting this podcast. Patreon.com/From the Different Podcast. Get your name shouted out. Support the podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all still in here? Really? Last, but certainly, definitely not least, I don't know how everyone's going to feel about this, but I don't care. A big thank you to my outstanding crew. We never gave it a name, but we didn't have to. The whole Fatherless Behavior Squad came after for a brief moment. But I just want to say thank you to these people, whether they bought the merch, held me down when there were trolls around, or were the voice of reasoning. They stayed till 3 a.m. listening to me, or got to share a 10-minute song about licking candy. Shout out to Turtle for that one. At one point, I had about 20 moderators or bouncers, but some of them were consistent and showed up for your boy to watch me bust my ass off for this show. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all are the ones that made me comfortable to be myself. Y'all are the ones that made me confident. Y'all are the ones that gave me streaming experience. And I'm taking it to somewhere else. You're the ones that stuck around to listen to the show when you didn't have to. Or maybe you didn't and you left and you came back by the end of the show. Who knows? I appreciate it anyway. What are you doing? I'm, oh, where am I? Um, thank you for the rose. I'm sad it's ending, but I'm glad I made friends out of y'all. I'm gonna say some names from the past, and some of y'all are not gonna like it, but it's the truth. If my voice was soothing enough to fall asleep to, according to these people, then I guess it's time to tell y'all thank you for your honest opinions on some of these episodes and taking the time to listen and hang out with me. Names are Menace Smiling, Lisa's Journey, Babel V, Toasted Bagels, Celestial Moon Goddess, Mini Mommy Dancer, Super Salad Kid Eclipse, Unexpected Error Occurred, Lily and Winnie, Munir Ruin, Turtle Boy Flores and his wife, Messenger Stupidity, Jolene, Agent Shadow 666, In the Name of Jackie, and Yahoo Yahoo. And I'm only going to say this once because he was around for a bit. And as annoying as he was, as Lily always says, it was still funny. Intrepid Renegade. Kevin. There are people that I will go bat for, and these are those people. I love you all. Thank you. Check out the show notes for links to other podcast trailers that you heard on this episode. Send us a message of your favorite wrestling stories, questions, comments, ratings, or requests at our email. It is fromundhertheapron@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Join the live. Come. You're going to join the live on TikTok, right? And being a huge part of this community. Tell your friends. Join us next time for more behind-the-scenes stories, movies, TV show reviews. When we come to you from under the apron. I'm Evo. I'm proud of y'all, and I love your faces. Follow me on TikTok.
Yay! You did it.
And
Aww.
we're done. We did it. The final show of the freaking Tumblr Live. Whatever. Let it fit. Okay. 3:13 a.m.
See? Still holding you down at 3 a.m.
It's
Don't
happening
do
again.
it. Because if you cry, I'm going to cry.
Oh, hi.
I
It's too
know.
late. I cried already. Yo. Lee. Lee.